Welcome everybody to Welcome everybody to Fandom Nights, where we break down pop culture
2 nipples at a time.
2 nipples at a time.
One fandom at a time. I'm Chris.
I guess Dustin.
And Sherman can't talk right now.
My nipples made him laugh.
Today we are talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender, Book 2, Chepisode 17, Lake Laogai. It was released on November 3rd, 2006. So Dustin, take us through the story, please. And don't
take my
take
pants
your
off
shirt
first.
Yeah.
You good, Sherman?
I'm good.
Alright, so it opens with Sokka, and he's drawing multiple attempts of Appa, and they all just look terrible.
Yeah.
Kind of like what I would do when I draw. You should draw Appa. You are a really good artist.
His arrow is supposed to be on his head. This is his head.
Why are there arms coming out of it?
Those are his horns.
What?
I haven't seen him in a while, okay?
Yeah, I know.
So sad. When he
sad.
said that, it's like,
Oh, that's understunderstandable.
You're kind of laughing at him, and then you're like, oh, that's...
And then, of course, Toph's like, it looks just like him.
And then Sokka's like, why do you have to feel the need to do that?
Yeah. Oh, thanks to... Oh.
Katara,
There's the library.
I see it! You know, I really hate it when you do that. Katara says that she found a printer. So, printing press of some
I know.
sort.
When they said printer, I'm like, wait a minute.
Like, whoa.
How far advanced are we here?
do you have, like, a
printing press.
Cannon
I
or,
got it.
You know,
A brother printer?
Brothers
Yeah.
series, 7100 series. Like, what are we talking?
I need to get a new printer. A brother printer? Because those are like toner printers.
Those
They're
are
really good. Yeah. That's my next printer purchase.
Yes. Hashtag brother, you should, sponsor us.
Yeah, why not?
So they found the printer to print the leaflets, and they, I guess they must have printing presses at this time, which is kind of cool. Just the technology side of this world.
It's pretty basic technology, but yeah.
Because like the original printing press came out in what, like the 1400s?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was a while ago, yeah.
Why did I think?
And they printed the Bible.
Yeah.
Oh, the Gutenberg Bible?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it was a Gutenberg press.
True. And then Rick Harrison actually bought a page of the Gutenberg. You know who Rick Harrison is?
No.
Pawn Stars?
Oh, really?
What?
Yeah. He owns a page of the
The
Gutenberg
printing
Bible.
press was 1440.
Oh.
1400s. Wow.
So this is equivalent to like the 1400s, maybe? Because there's no
Yes.
cars. And,
But it
Well, they do
advances
have-
pretty dang quick.
yeah, over 70 years, I guess.
Yeah. This is probably like the printing press, I'd imagine, had been around for a while because they have leaflets up all over the place.
That,
I mean-
and they have like tanks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Fire Nation. So.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't think they had like big printers until what, like late 1800s?
Yeah. This is probably like the late 1800s, early 1900s in our era.
I would
It's
say
like,
not
it's like World
1900s.
War I era.
I'd say much before.
Much before World War One. Yeah.
Well, they had
'Cause-
beginning of cars, beginning of planes, beginning of, they had other technology, electricity. There's no electricity.
Good point. And yeah, they don't learn how to generate electricity except for enslaving humans to do it.
Yeah.
Like, that's so weird. It's actually kind of easy, you guys. I mean, not. Yeah, I
You have to
couldn't do it.
master lightning
but-
bending.
Yeah. Either master lightning bending or just spin some magnets together. Which one's easier? Let's just have them lightning bend into.
Well, I mean, if you lightning bend for 5 minutes, maybe that's all the power you need to generate for a day.
Maybe
You know
it's
what
a lot more efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably is.
I mean?
Anyways.
So yeah, Sokka can't really draw at all, and like you just said, or you guys said, Toph thinks it looks just like him. Yet we all know that was a ruse. Aang is just gung ho and excited to start handing out flyers. He's like ready to go. It then cuts right. What?
His method of passing them out is just
Yeah,
Doesn't he just
flies
throw
and
him?
just drops.
yeah, he
them.
just flies.
And just drops them out. Oh, funny.
Just littering all over the city. That's why.
And that's how Zuko finds it. But,
Yeah.
It cuts to Iroh getting an offer from a man to get his own tea shop.
Mm-hmm.
And
Are you trying to poach my tea maker? I love that.
yeah. And he was like, I will make you assistant manager. Wait, no. Senior assistant manager. Wait, no. Senior executive assistant manager. And
I like how he just leaves, though. He's like, no.
Nope.
He doesn't have any loyalty to him. He's just like, I can name my own tea shop. I'm down. Let's go.
Iroh accepts his offer, and Zuko is just trying so hard to contain his joy.
Oh, and he gets to go to the upper ring tea shop, so it's like, this is a nice tea shop. But
This is a nice
you guys
bowl.
didn't get the joke.
what? I'm sorry.
What'd you say?
I said Zuko said he was trying to contain his joy because he actually says that. He's like, I'll try to contain my joy.
Oh, nice.
So I was trying to say, like, he was actually super excited. But you guys missed it. Alright, so then it cuts to Zuko seeing one of the leaflets of Aang, the flying bison thing, or missing Appa, and he climbs the top of the roof and tries to spot Aang.
Yeah,
And
well,
doesn't.
yeah, and he sees the leaflets like flying around, but he doesn't see Aang.
Right.
But so, remind me why did they go to Ba Sing Se in the first place? Iroh and Zuko, just because
Starting their life.
they were just like, we're done with all that stuff. We need to completely start over.
Because they're hiding from the Fire Nation,
Right.
and Iroh was like, well, what better place than the one place that the Fire Nation can't get into?
Okay, that makes sense. Because they've been kind of Aang and Zuko have been kind of on the parallel journey, like even going to the same place, Ba Sing Se, but they didn't know that they were on the parallel journey.
I think season 1 was Zuko tracking Aang, and then this one just so happens they're just intertwined without even doing it, and then the next season they come together.
Right.
So it's just slowly Zuko and Aang's story of them getting together.
Wow, that's really good.
Why do I have
It's almost
goosebumps?
like they knew what they were doing.
It's almost like they planned this.
Yeah. they wrote it all down and put it into a script.
It's almost like they put pen to paper.
That's how you make a drawing.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, we see the obsession of Zuko kind of returning in his eyes. He's like, I'm gonna find the Avatar this time.
Yeah.
Because now that they're in the same confined city, it'd be easier to find, maybe. Oh, and plus he can read Chinese probably. He knows he's in. He even knows he's in the District 96 room number 217.
Does it say that?
Remember?
Yeah,
I just read you guys what
Appa's like flyer said.
Right.
Oh, Appa's flyer said that?
Appa's missing bison flyer says that he's exactly in this place. Zuko knows exactly where Aang is.
Yeah, so what does Appa's flyer say in English?
So in English it says, "Have you seen my flying bison? His name is Appa. He has 6 legs and weighs 10 tons. If you have any information, please contact Avatar Aang in the Upper Ring, 96th District, house number 217.
Wow, so he knows exactly where the Avatar is.
Exactly where he is.
Interesting.
But he goes for Appa instead, which is weird.
That is weird.
Why wouldn't you go straight for the Avatar? I guess he knows that Aang is looking for the bison, so if Aang is looking for the bison, he can take...
He'll have something.
See,
over
but
him.
here's another
He'll
point
be
where
able to
Iroh
control
brings
him.
in, Zuko never thinks his plans through.
Right.
He thinks about the beginning, but never thinks about the getaway.
I guarantee you he's probably thinking that like he's going to capture the bison so that he can trade him for the Avatar.
Or, no, if I was him, I probably would go for the bison as well, because I would be able to hold the bison captive, just like the Earth Kingdom's trying to do, so I can control the Avatar, have something over him, you know what I mean?
Right.
But he probably hasn't even thought that far ahead. So.
Yeah, see, the way I'm seeing that play in my head is if Zuko's there, like, let's just say, like, you know, sword to Appa's throat, like, don't come near me.
He
All
also is
Avatar
a
Aang
lower
has
person.
to go is just go into Avatar state and kill Zuko.
Yeah, but he also is a lower person, so he can't get to the upper ring of Ba Sing Se yet. So he's like, the only place I can go is try to find Appa.
Yeah, but they do get a new...
They
place.
literally just got an in for going up to the upper
That's
ring.
the point.
Yeah,
Good point.
they
Good
actually
point.
just moved to the upper ring.
Yeah.
So then Judy comes in and confronts the gang about setting up leaflets.
Well, she's back.
Yeah, same.
Back from
Tiger
vacation.
Mom!
What?
Jeez.
It's voiced by Kevin Tran's mom
Oh.
from Supernatural. That's why I said Tiger Mom.
She basically tells
Just rant.
tells the gang that like setting up leaflets in the city is absolutely prohibited from the Earth King or whatever. And the gang was like, "Well, what happened to you at the palace? Like you said you just all of a sudden disappeared." And she was like, "Oh, like I went on a nice relaxing
vacation.
retreat to Lake Laogai."
But there's another Judy here. No, I'm Judy.
I'm Judy.
What's going on here now?
Right.
We talking the same language?
Also, wouldn't it just be easier to be like, hey, no littering in Ba Sing Se?
Yeah.
You could have just been like, alright, well, we'll just send people and take all the posters down and whatever, but...
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know why. Aang explodes on Judy right after that, after telling her the group.
Oh yeah, this is where I put different animation, because the animation just looks way different in this episode. And after Aang exploded, I'm like, that was really cartoony. And then I just started noticing things for the rest of the episode. Like, even like Sokka, his eyes are like way more blue and they're just different. And I don't know, there's a lot of other little things that just made me think, they're either getting better at this or just different at this. I don't know. I can't really tell.
So Aang explodes on Judy after telling her the group is prohibited from hanging flyers, and I thought it was awesome to see just him flipping out on her.
Oh, I know.
Just like, I don't care what your rules are, I'm finding Appa. Don't care.
Did you mark this down for firebending?
I didn't mark it down for fire or airbending, because it was more of just like a cartoony thing. Because he blew air twice, and I'm like, it's kind of airbending, but I don't know. It was more
joking,
of a cartoony.
but,
oh, okay. I was taking it too seriously.
So I said, "Do you Earth King?" Weird.
Well.
Oh yeah. So Long Feng is talking to Judy again about not gaining the Avatar's trust or whatever, and Long Feng says, "The Earth King has invited you to the retreat at Lake Laogai," and Judy's pupils dilate, and then she's like, "I humbly accept."
Well, and this is also where he says, you could cost us the control of the Earth King, or he says it to someone, she could cost us the control of the Avatar could cost us the control of the Earth King. You're like, whoa, we know that he's kind of controlling him, but it's just crazy that he's just saying that.
The gang splits up to put posters up, and Katara runs into none other than Sherman's most hated person, Jet.
Jet.
Realistically, I hate Jet's character more than I hate Ozai. Like,
really?
Just because your girlfriend likes him, huh?
No, I hated him before that.
At the end of this episode, he kind of redeems himself, though.
For dying?
Well, he dies. Yeah. What does he do? Because he goes up, he gets punched in the face and dies.
Long Feng basically I think crushes his chest.
Yeah.
Even though
I think he punctures his lungs.
Even though in a later episode, Sokka's like, yeah, it's really unclear what happened.
Really?
During that, because there's an Ember Island episode when they do the play, and I think Suki asked him is that really how it happened? And Sokka's like, it's kind of unclear what happened.
Well,
it kind
of is to him, because Katara's like, oh, he's hurt or whatever.
It's not good.
It's not good, and then they sit there and guard him.
Yeah, but they leave, and they're like, oh, it's gonna be okay. And Toph specifically tells
he's lying.
Sokka that he's lying.
Yeah. I think Sokka just can't really read between the lines, and he's like, it's kind of explicitly told to him. He's like, I don't understand what you're saying. It's kind of unclear.
Technically, he could have survived, but they never actually saw what happened. So
it was confirmed at San Diego Comic-Con, though.
That
he dies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's what I kind of assumed. So the group wants to give Jet a chance, but Katara absolutely does not want this. Toph does sense he's telling the truth and wants to help.
Yeah.
So then they look in the stables and find some fur from Appa, and then the old man tells them that they took that thing away yesterday or whatever, this morning.
Old Sweepy.
Old Sweepy, yeah. And he's cleaning up Appa's leavings.
Yeah.
And they were taking Appa away for a zoo. And I'm like, a zoo! Zoos are the cause of all the problems with animals in this universe.
Did you actually believe Sweepy? This old guy?
Well, he said zoo. I'm not saying that that's true, but yeah.
Once again, old people, no teeth.
Yep.
That's
why Iroh's so attractive in this universe. He's an old guy with teeth.
Probably because he's noble.
Yeah.
He can afford good teeth.
But yeah, it was crazy how they were just completely... Oh yeah, keep going.
So yeah, they're in the stables. The old man tells them that they took him, yesterday or whatever, to Whaletail Island. And so Sokka's looking on the map where Whaletail Island is, and it's pretty much all the way back home for them near the South Pole. It would take weeks just to get to the edge of the Earth Kingdom, and then they'd have to find a boat to take all the way to Whaletail Island. Aang insists that this is urgent and needs to be done before anything else, and eventually convinces Katara that, this comes first.
Once we get Appa, we can just come right back.
Yeah. And then old Sweepy's like, Shuffle on. I get it. No more need for old Sweepy.
It's crazy how readily they were willing to give up their entire mission. Like, we need to tell the Earth King about this solar eclipse. It's going to happen in a finite number of days. We're just going to, like, get out of here for a couple weeks and go get my bison. I get that it's important, but it's like, wow, that's a long length of time. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Especially when the Day of Black Sun is, like, in a couple weeks, too.
Right. It's going to be pretty tight for them to go all the way down there, get Appa if he was there, then fly all the way back. They'd have, like, a day to, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's not enough time to plan a attack.
So, Toph asks if Jet was her boyfriend, and Katara denied it, but Toph tells that she's lying.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously, Katara liked him at one point or whatever. Just drives you nuts, doesn't it?
No. She can have him.
Smellerby and Longshot confront the group and say that he got taken away by the Dai Li a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And Jet's just like, no, I didn't. And then he, like, freaks out on everyone. He's like, get away from me!
Yeah.
He, like, even on his friends.
Yeah.
Well, because, like, in that the framing for that scene, though, like, they're all crowding around him, like...
Yeah,
they're like, that was a weird, creepy scene.
Yeah.
Why did they do that?
I don't know. What? He's just the center of attention right now. We were at church today, and Rhea was running around. There's a bunch of people there, and Rhea was, like, playing, and then she looks up, and there's, like, 4 people just, like, around her, just staring at her, because she's just cute doing little baby stuff, you know. And she looks up, she's, like, it's kind of the same thing. She's the center of attention, he's the center of attention, you just instinctively, like, kind of come closer. So, I don't know.
They were, like, walking towards him and, like, this close.
Yeah.
No, it was really weird. So then we cut to Zuko, and he's tricking a Dai Li agent into his bidding, showing him where Appa is. The group tries and think of a way to jog Jet's memory before he was brainwashed, and they mention, like, freedom fighters or whatever, and that kind of, like, brings him back. No, the Fire Nation.
Well, then they also say, like, oh, maybe... Or Katara, maybe you should kiss him or something. Maybe that would jog his memory. And then Katara's like, that's a bad idea. And Aang's like, yeah, that is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Like, because clearly Aang likes Katara. No, I don't want you to kiss him.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, the group think, like, the Fire Nation, like, that's, like, the reason why you, like, that should jog his memory. And we get a flashback of Jet when he was a kid and the Rough Riders killing his parents. Which is crazy. Because isn't that the same people who killed Katara's mom, too? Oh, no, those are the Southern Raiders. My bad. So, Jet remembers the headquarters underneath the lake after Katara does some, like, healing stuff on his head or whatever. And he finds out that it's Lake Laogai is where all this is happening.
Which... I specifically mentioned, I'm going to mention this later in the effects, but, like, that, like, when he, like, remembers that weird, like, ripple that comes away from his face was just perfect. Like, it's, like, this weird, like, mental, like, clarity just hits.
Yeah.
So, as they're, like, exploring the bottom of Lake Laogai or whatever, everything's coming back to Jet, and he thinks that this room over here is big enough to hold Appa, and so he opens the door and does one of those nice cuts to Zuko actually opening the door and finding Appa. Double door.
Yeah, I did like that it was kind of a cut thing.
I've seen that a couple times in different stuff.
Whoa. The Laogai is Chinese. It's abbreviation for a longer word. I can't read it, but it means reform through labor. Lake Laogai. Lake reform through labor.
It's a concentration camp.
Yeah. It's crazy. Literally, because they're concentrating.
The Dai Li are weird. They are hanging from the ceiling like bats.
I actually did put creepy Dai Li bats.
Yeah. They're trying to take them into custody, but Toph is a bad mother beep earthbender and protects everyone. I mean, just the like shooting up and then like jumping over the two things that come together and then breaking a piece and hitting them. I don't know, just
that was really
everything's just so symmetrical with her bending.
I know.
It's
and
just so cool.
just powerful.
Yeah.
And smart.
For such a small little girl.
I know.
Sometimes her bending just like bugs me though, because I'm like, how does she see how does like especially with
She
like
can feel
them
the
shooting.
vibrations of everything.
Yeah. Well,
She can feel the vibration of them bending.
yeah.
And then by that trajectory, who knows?
Who knows? Yeah.
I'm not going to get into it because I don't know science that well. But
She can tell that they're about to bend, and she knows the Dai Li, so she knows that, okay, this is what they do. They throw their little glove things. I don't know. It makes sense.
maybe
But
she can sense the rock even if it's not touching the ground.
that's what I'm thinking, too, because it
She
is
can just
Earth,
sense all
so she can
Earth.
sense it. I don't know. But she
Sherman's
can't,
not buying it.
I'm not buying it.
but
But
she can't either, because when she's flying on Appa, she can't, like, I don't know.
But she was on the ground. When she's on the ground, she can sense ground that's in the air.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. If she's not on the ground, then she can't sense nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as she has her feet on the ground, that's her eyes.
It is a little weird, just like the other issues he had with her fighting before. Yeah, I don't know, but whatever.
Funny scene here. Long Fang escapes, and Aang declares, "Long Fang is escaping!" Just like, I don't know, it just seemed funny to me. Just, Long Fang is just announcing it to the world.
I declare bankruptcy.
What is that from again?
The Office.
Oh yeah, Michael. I declare bankruptcy.
You know, you can't just declare that, right?
So Long Fang.
Before they go down, I just thought it was so funny because right before they go down underneath the lake or whatever, Momo's just nope. He just nopes right out of there. I'm not going down there.
would you?
No. If I was Momo, no. If I was, yeah.
If you were a lemur, you would not.
Right.
Long Fang. So Aang and Jet trap Long Fang in this room or whatever, and this is where Long Fang says that creepy secret phrase and trips Jet into a spell and starts attacking Aang.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Earth King has invited you to Lake Laogai or whatever.
Yeah.
I accept your invitation.
Oh, did we already pass when Zuko was facing off Appa and Iroh and him were talking?
We're getting to that.
Okay.
Some good stuff there.
Yeah.
So now it cuts to Zuko and Iroh. Oh, I knew that was going to be hilarious. I just saw him like, it's my next thing, dude. Just be patient.
I just thought we missed it, but go ahead.
So this is where we have one of the most intense conversations of, I almost think, the entire series.
So
At least
far,
between Iroh and Zuko.
Honestly, this is probably one of the biggest life-changing conversations for Zuko.
Not, though.
Not? Later?
No.
Okay.
He eventually, what do you call it, when a drug addict,
Relapse?
he relapses.
Oh, yeah. But, again, this is just another step in his journey, though.
Oh, of course.
It's a big step.
It's definitely a big step.
Yeah.
But it's just, I guess later he just takes a step backward. That's
Yeah.
all. It is a big step up for him, but
Yeah.
he just sadly takes a step back as well.
Do you think Appa knew who it was before he took the mask off? Because the way he was growling and stuff before Zuko took the Blue Spirit mask off?
Potentially, but maybe
Yeah.
just freaked out over
Another
weird
person coming in.
person with swords.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? So yeah, this is where Iroh confronts Zuko about never thinking things through and never having a game plan for the end game. Zuko says he knows his own destiny, and Iroh questions if it is his own destiny or one that someone else has tried to force on him. He said it's time for you to look inward and begin asking yourself the big questions. Who are you, and what do you want?
Yeah. The delivery on that line was so good.
It would have been 10 times better if it was
this
Mako.
acted by the original actor?
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Yeah.
I thought so, but I'm like,
It was
man.
so good because it was Mako, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you, and what do you want? Just whoa, yeah. What do I want? I don't know. It was good.
Yeah, because you can really tell when Greg Baldwin does it because it gets like way like a little bit more gravelly,
Okay.
like added gravel almost.
Yeah.
Just add gravel pouring onto the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. So intense, good quotes from Iroh, I think that everyone should think about for sure. So back to Aang and Jet, Aang is trying to get Jet to snap out of it, and he says the words like "freedom fighters," and that's like what makes all the flashbacks come into mind. He comes back, and then he tries to throw one of his sword things at Long Fang, and Long Fang punctured his lungs, I think, or punctured something. Because it looked like it hit him right in the chest. It was chest level.
I laughed so hard because I was trying to count all the bending, and then
You laughed when Jet got hit?
well,
Me too.
before then, because I'm counting all this stuff, and there was a point in there where I paused, and I paused right after Long Feng said something.
Is this one of those why you don't pause Avatar?
No, it wasn't that. I was laughing so hard though, and Rosie's like, "What are you laughing about?" Because Long Feng's like, "Do it now." I'm like, that's such an emperor moment.
Palpatine, what are you doing here?
It was like, "Do it," and I paused it right there, and it just like clicked in my head, and I just started maniacally laughing. Do it.
So yeah, Aang gets Jet to get snapped out, and yeah, Long Feng gets punctures Jet's lungs or something degree.
It was such a crazy scene. Like the dust is all up, and then when the dust settles, you see this just.
Yeah,
man.
And Long Feng's like, foolish boy.
I love how animation does this because it's a kid's show, so they can't show anything graphic really. But I love when animation does this, where they show something without showing it, because it makes it, honestly, in my opinion, more impactful than if we would have seen it happen. Like I know the biggest series for that was the Batman the Animated Series. There's a lot of things that they couldn't show in that, but the way that they didn't show it was almost more terrifying than when they did show it. Like Robin's parents, like when they die, you just see the snapped rope and it just swinging like shadows in the background, and like you don't see it, but you're like, whoa! It makes it more terrifying because you don't see it. It's just all in your imagination.
Right.
I don't know, and that's kind of what this was to me. But
so the whole group swarms Jet, and Jet tells them that he will be okay, and for the group to go get Appa or whatever. And so this is where Longshot speaks for the first time and only time, I think, saying they got him. He's our leader.
We got him. He's our leader. Then they all walk away, and then Longshot takes his bow, and I'm like, no! Like I thought he was gonna kill him. I thought he was gonna put him out of his misery, and then I'm like. Well, and then obviously it doesn't do that, and I'm like, man, my mind went somewhere dark there for a second.
Yeah.
Jeez. He pulls his bow back. And,
I'm like, yeah, he's guarding him. You're just like, he's gonna kill him.
He's gonna take him out? Oh, no. He's guarding him. Okay.
He's our leader. We'll kill him.
Jumps on you back!
So Toph, as they're walking away, sensed that he was lying, that he won't be okay.
And I just put, wow, he's lying. Whoa. Because that was a pretty... talking about delivery. Jeez, there's a lot of good delivery lines in this one.
So Aang and them are oh no, they're not going to look. Well, they are going for Appa, but they're also chasing Long Feng as well, or whatever. And Aang thinks Long Feng took Appa away, and that the gang is getting chased by the Dai Li. Once they get back up to the surface, all the Dai Li pop up behind them or whatever. And then they essentially surround the gang. They put up a bunch of walls around them, and they're hanging like bats again, kind of on the walls.
Which, knowing that, like, when, like, after Appa, like, bites Long Feng, like, knowing that they all have, like, rock shoes on makes way more sense. Because I'm always like, how are they just, like, chilling there? Like, I know they're not that strong, but, like, they're probably just earthbending, like, oh, alright.
Yeah, up on the walls. Ready? There. Yeah.
And release.
And Appa's back.
Another great shot for the visuals and stuff. Momo flies up, and then out of the sun.
Hold on, is this Pokemon? Did he just, like, evolve?
Yeah. That's funny.
They do have similar colors.
Momo just turns into Appa.
So, I was trying to think of, like, some name to call them after they, like, that combines the two.
I was literally just thinking of, like, man, if only I could make, like, a Clark Kent Superman reference. You know, I've never seen Superman and Clark Kent in the same room together. Like, I've never seen Momo and Appa in the same scene together. But you see them all a lot.
Yeah. They're pretty much always together.
Appa defeats Long Feng by essentially, like, biting him and, like, tossing him and skipping him across the water.
I put skipping rocks.
Which
is... Because they're earthbenders, get it? They're wearing rocks.
So Aang, with tears, tells his best friend how much he missed him, and Appa, with the reciprocating those emotions.
Gosh, I know. This part made me more emotional than, like, all of Appa's lost days. Like, that was a good emotional
Yeah, this is the scene that
show.
made me tear up.
I know, but, like, this is the scene. It's like, I missed you, buddy. Goodness.
Yeah.
I was kind of getting emotional just thinking about it. I missed you, buddy.
Like, that combined with Aang sleeping on the serpent's passing, we'll always be together.
Yeah.
Always. That with this coming back, oh man, just melts my heart, man.
I know.
So
I usually I have like pet peeves in my life, and one of them is Buddy, the word buddy. It bugs me.
What's up, buddy?
Especially when people call me buddy, which now you're probably going to do all the time now.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. It seems like
Would you prefer bud?
Me. Yes. No, I don't know.
It seems condescending because it seems like
oh, hey, buddy.
You're
yeah,
younger.
right.
Oh, absolutely.
But, like, for some reason, this works for me.
immature.
Like, I missed you, buddy. Like, he's just his buddy. It's not condescending in any way. It just, I don't know.
I'm not your buddy, guy.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I think buddy. I think
not
the only
your
reason
buddy,
why
chief.
I think humans have made it buddy condescending.
Yeah.
Nothing else is.
Yeah, but this was a very good example. I don't know.
The final shot of this episode is Iroh telling Zuko that he did the right thing and to leave it all behind. And so Zuko lays down his blue spirit mask in the water, and that's in the last shot from inside the water, which is pretty cool. Looking out. That was the last shot of this episode.
That's the last time you ever see the blue spirit.
Is it? I didn't remember if it came back or not.
No, he left it behind.
Yeah? Cool.
Quite literally.
Quite literally.
That's all I got for the story.
Oh crap! I didn't count the bending number. Sure, we go over the
what?
animal. I counted them, but I didn't gotta count them up.
Every time you say that, I'm like, man, you need to rewatch this.
No,
let's take a breather for
No,
25
go
minutes.
Over the cast and the other things.
So the cast is kind of funny because I just wanted to bring up the newest one. What is this guy's name? Mark Donato is the only line he gets in the entire series because it's the one for Long Shot.
Oh yeah.
This guy has done nothing since 2018. But like before that, 2015. Best thing I can find for him is he was in Degrassi: The Next Generation.
Okay.
Like he has like a bunch of like weird. I don't know who his agent is, but he was in Miss Spider's Sunny Patch Kids. I don't know if you guys ever watched that show. White Oleander, Redwall, Camera, Redwall the movie, Animal Shelf, Tales from the Crypt Keeper. Yeah, he's done a lot of weird, random stuff.
Like
one episode of Franklin.
Like no offense, but like nobody stuff.
Yeah.
Like stuff I've never even.
Double Jeopardy TV movie.
So he's still going for his big break.
Oh, he was in Pompoko. That's kind of cool. He was in a Studio Ghibli movie. But yeah,
he must be like in like. Obviously, this isn't his career. He must be something else too. But yeah.
But yeah, I mean, as for cast, like everybody's the same.
Yes.
Clancy Brown shows up.
The Senate acquits Donald Trump of inciting Capitol siege, ending impeachment trial. Boom.
Breaking
Suck
news from Phantom Nights.
QAnon? Who is that in this?
Kuzan?
No, QAnon. In this episode?
Who?
QAnon? I don't know.
I don't know.
Played by Kurt Fuller. I didn't know that one was kind of cool.
Kuzan.
Okay. Is that all you have for cast stuff, pretty much?
Yeah, not a single creature in this entire episode.
Yeah.
Except for Momo and Appa, nobody. Nothing.
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of weird.
Yeah. Okay, so for bending numbers, we had 7 instances of water, 61 of earth, so a lot, 0 of fire, and 2 of air. So, earth is making a comeback. I gotta pull
Told you it would, man.
I gotta pull up my graph and see which one is winning. But
QAnon is the guy who offers Iroh his own tea shop.
Oh, nice.
Oh, perfect. I wish I would have known that.
That's cool. The other wise sayings I had in this one was pretty much all Iroh, and it was all pretty much around that same time. Well, there was one in the tea shop, but there's nothing wrong with a life of peace and prosperity. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to think that your whole life is adversity. And I think a lot of people, like, manufacture drama in their lives, you know, in a lot of ways, and I think it was smart of him just to say there's nothing wrong with just peace and prosperity, you know.
But at the same time, I don't think you should settle for complacency either.
Right. Yeah. But yeah. Right. Then.
Sorry.
When he's talking about
He's like,
when he's talking about destiny, like, is it someone else's destiny being forced on you? He said, your destiny, what that means is up to you. Like, your destiny, what that means is up to you. You know, so that was just kind of cool, too. That's all I got. Let's rate the episode. So, Dustin.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
This episode also won an award.
Did it?
Got a Primetime Emmy for this.
For this episode?
For this episode, yeah.
Whoa. Is this the only one that got an Emmy? I'm trying to remember.
I don't know.
I'm sure the ending did.
Oh, yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
The arc, it was a perfect 10 for me. Getting Appa back and kind of completing that last 2 episode arc, I guess, and saving the day as he usually does. It's heartwarming to see him again. This episode was paced very well. Felt like a 40-minute episode, but
it did.
But you know,
but not in like a bad way.
It felt like a 40-minute episode worth of content in 23 minutes.
Right, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, a lot of these episodes feel like that because sometimes I'm like, man, we're already 10 minutes into this. There's a lot left to go, but then
I know
it goes quickly and they do it really well.
Especially like with the last one, Appa's Last Days. Like I really felt that because I was like with the constant changing of like locations.
Right. There wasn't a whole lot of like funny entertainment per se, but it was entertaining to watch Appa come back, like I said, and defeat Long Fang, and you know the bending's always fun to watch. But
yeah, well, entertaining doesn't have to be fun either. Like, it was entertaining. There's a lot of good stuff in this episode, but so the execution then, what would you rate that one? So the story arc was 10, execution, pacing, vision, entertainment.
I'll do 10.
10, okay.
The writers had a clear vision of the episode to tie in any loose threads in the plot with Appa, like the muzzle thing. I guess that was the last one, anyways. But not everything. I have a slight nod against you here.
What?
I said the characters were well written in this episode as far as what they did. No, did not develop, Chris.
They did not develop.
Not everything develops every episode. I said, but things were learned and lessons were learned. Essentially, that's.
Yeah, I guess.
There wasn't really any character growth, but
there was a lot of setup and payoff too,
right?
And like maybe not character development, but Zuko had a bunch and
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But no one else related other than just Appa coming back, I guess.
Right. But yeah, this was just kind of a resolution of a lot of different storylines. So
yeah, it's a good way to put it. A resolution episode for everyone.
Right.
Originality for me was a 10. It was a great story, great emotions, and a great way to complete this arc for Appa and the gang, as well as Zuko too.
So the writing in general, you just give a 10?
I'll give 10s across the board.
Wow, okay. And I rated this one high too. Wow, this is going to be a highly rated episode for us. So the delivery, man, I just had to give it a 10. Mm-hmm. It was... Not everyone was perfect, but...
Iroh was
fantastic. Was amazing.
Yeah. He's like what made this.
Zuko was really good. Aang, just that one line at the end, I missed you, buddy. Like, there's so much in that, you know. And maybe it's obviously partially delivery and partially the writing, but jeez. And then Toph, like, he's lying. Like, she knows, and just her little one-liners there, just talking about the truth of what's happening was really good. So that's a 10 for me. Action, I put a 9. I would have done perfect, but there was a couple scenes, especially like when they were in the underground area, where it just you could follow it easily enough, but it wasn't perfect. It would have been nicer if they mapped it out a little bit better, in my opinion.
Like the Aang versus Jet fight, maybe, or
yeah, that one, and Toph versus all the Dai Li. Just like it's easier to understand when they're coming from different sides of the frame, but this one was kind of jumping around a lot. It's like it just looked like chaos. It was fun chaos, but it just was not very coherent, I guess. Again, my opinion, but believability 10 again. The delivery of the lines and the believability of the lines, there wasn't a lot of character development, but man, there was presence and they had a lot of interpretation, so I don't know.
I agree with those.
That's what I got. Sherman, what do you got for the sounds?
Sound, I give it a 10.
This episode overall is 10.
So I just love that, like, so after you get the post-open credits, like, theme music, had a very creepy and, like, repetitive kind of, like, sound to it,
Okay.
which kind of sets up like this episode, like going back to the Dai Li.
Yeah.
But the mix of like the music for this, they have seamless transitions from like action and like tense music into like going straight into like creepy mode.
Whoa.
Like,
that's cool.
I've been paying way more attention to this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's like just the not like the fluid motion of it into that was just like perfect. Yes, Dustin?
I'm trying to think if I don't think they were, but the Dai Li was in Legend of Korra.
Really?
No, I don't think they were.
Oh.
No, because I think the Dai Li's been disbanded, or like.
Wouldn't it be cool to see? Wouldn't it have been cool to see the Dai Li show up in Korra as like a group, like a rogue group or something?
I wonder if they are. I can't remember.
They aren't.
Because you'd only see them in season 3 then. Because they go back to Ba Sing Se.
You don't see the Dai Li and
I'm saying you would if.
Oh,
if
yeah,
they
yeah,
were.
yeah. I'm saying that'd be cool if they were like kicked out to like the outer ring or something and like still tried to control it somehow. Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Visuals, I gave it 9. I thought it was brought up the creepy Dai Li bat look at the beginning of that fight.
That was a cool visuals they were coming in. It looked like junk. It didn't look like anything up there, you know, unless you really look closely, because they're kind of in the foreground and it's looking through them, you know.
And plus, this place was designed to have like all those like icicle-looking rocks coming down too, so that kind of did help shade them into the ceiling, I guess.
I thought the visuals, I'd probably give it a 9, but they were near perfect, honestly, because there was a lot of cool shots and a lot of...
Surprisingly for the motion, I actually liked the first fight that Jet shows up when, like, Katara tries beating the crap out of him.
Oh.
Like, the way they portray, like, his reflex and, like, in being defensive, it was just, like, amazing.
I like especially when Jet, like, when they're fighting the Dai Li agents, when he, like, does that spin move by hitting all those, those fists, like, those four, he, like, like, spins. Super cool.
I didn't mark it down, but editing, I just hate seeing how Toph fights without seeing. Like, stuff that she normally shouldn't be able to see. Yeah. That literally makes no vibrations.
It would be cool if she, like, blocked some of them or used some of them, but then got hit every once in a while to show like she can't.
She did.
You know?
She got grabbed by the back.
Oh,
see,
that's true. That's
so
true.
what bugs me though is when she like hits them as they're coming, instead of like if you don't. I could see her like seeing them make the motion
and then just instantly putting up a rock.
Putting something up to like reflect, you know, or like as a defense as opposed to like no, I'm gonna knock them out of the air.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't know where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Or she waits and listens.
It makes you think about like how bending works, you know, like can she sense earth? Like if I threw a rock up, could she sense exactly where the rock was because it's earth? Because she has a connection to the earth, or does she have to be
my immediate is that when you go for a stance and you go and you punch, there's some kind of vibration that happens once you release rock from your fist. Like there's going to be some kind of like motion here that senses all the way down here that's going to let Toph know that something is shooting from
But as earthbenders, you can do whatever you want with those because like you see them mid-air make them into fists.
Yeah. Right. And you see Toph literally get grabbed by one.
Yeah, but that's what. But I'm saying, like when you see her, like when they shoot them out and like she knocks them out of the air, like because we've seen them go from like this straight to like this before. So how does she know like?
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like something should hit her more frequently.
Yeah.
It's something we can ask Brian and Mike.
I would love to.
That would be cool.
Be like, yo, how come Toph isn't just hit all the time?
So
she's the greatest earthbender of all time.
What would you give for the effects?
I gave it a 9. I mean, we don't really it's Ba Sing Se once again. I know we get to see like the underground area. I thought the props, not many in this, except so I kind of thought this was really funny. As a Dai Li agent, when Zuko like capture kind of like gets that guy in the middle of the alley. So when the guy like he does that where he like shoots his hand out and turns it into a fist, right? Punches straight through the face of the blue spirit dummy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, was this guy deliberately trying to decapitate Zuko
Yeah.
Because like he wasn't moving, and he just went straight for the face as a punch.
What was the wanted poster about the blue spirit? Wasn't it saying like if you see this thing, like get more reinforcements and like armed and dangerous?
So he's probably just like, screw this guy, I'm killing him.
Yeah, he's wanted. He is a wanted poster. He's free game.
They're Dai Li, Long Feng, killing little kids, minors. You know, like who knows?
Killing little kids.
I'm assuming Jet's probably 17ish.
Oh yeah,
he's a minor.
Right. He's like, when did they kill a little kid? Oh yeah, right there.
He's killing
right
a minor. I mean, I don't know.
Special effects and visual effects. Once again, that mental like ripple I thought was really cool.
That was cool.
And then when you see the Judy trading room,
the
weird conclave,
that was really cool.
That I'm like, that's. Mm-hmm. They just know when to add like that level of creepiness for the Dai Li, where you're just like, these guys suck. So 9 for the visuals as well.
Okay, Dustin, what would you rate this episode overall?
It's higher than a 9, but
either a 9
probably
or
not
10.
quite a 10. But if we can't do anything in between, I have to do a 10.
10?
This is closer to a 10 than a 9.
Okay.
For me.
That gives a 9.7 of this one.
What did IMDb give it?
Like a 9.1. So we rated it a little bit higher.
So we have a little bit of personal feelings with it.
Yeah.
That's alright though.
It was a really good episode for us.
So while we're still recording, when it came to the storyline, this is not an original story apparently.
What?
I saw this online, and the more I think about it, I'm like, so Lake Laogai is a 20. How long is this episode? 23 minutes.
Yeah.
23-minute version of X-Men 2.
X-Men 2?
Yep.
Oh,
so which one was that again?
Where they go back to
Stricters.
Like Weapon X or whatever.
Yeah, where it's they find out that a secret government like organization is doing underground experiments on people. That like both the good guys, the X-Men, and the bad guys, the Brotherhood of Mutants, or in this case, it's Team Avatar and the Freedom Fighters. Both agree, no, these guys are bad, we need to do something about them. And okay, well, let's destroy the government.
Yeah, and
underground.
that was released in May of 2003, and this was released in
2006?
November of 2006, so...
Weird.
They remade X-Men 2.
Well, hilarious. Just like J.K. Rowling's wrote Star Wars, not Harry Potter.
Right?
We already watched this movie, remember?
Where Harry Potter is Star Wars?
Yeah.
A little orphan boy goes to live with his aunt and uncle. Like, it's the same story.
But just like...
with crappier lightsabers.
But just like X-Men, like they only get to the secret underground facility by going... or unlocking something in...
Oh, through the lake, right?
Through the mind. Like...
Aren't they both under a
Jet,
lake?
Yeah, but they're both under a lake.
Whoa.
Weird.
This
is
X2.
This is X2.
I want to watch X2 now.
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, all the X-Men movies are on there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what? That's awesome.
Yeah, Disney bought Fox, remember?
Yeah, I just haven't... The only I just open up my Disney Plus and I'm like, all right, WandaVision.
WandaVision.
That's the only thing I've watched.
No.
Like honestly, the last 2 months, that's literally the only thing I've watched on Disney Plus. Is just once a week or maybe 3 times a week.
I've been watching the Marvel movies and WandaVision, and that's it.
I really just need to just sit down and click play on Captain Marvel because I know you guys are gonna hate me, but I still haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Captain Marvel?
No.
We gotta talk about it. Okay, Dustin, take us out.
I'm sorry if I disappointed
take us
anyone
out.
for
We
not
can
seeing
take him
Captain
out.
Marvel. Take him out. Alright, so thank you guys for watching this episode of Phantom Nights. Be sure to become a Phantom Knight on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel, our podcast on iTunes, and Spotify podcasts. And that's all we got for you today. So, as always, Appa!
Yep.
We found you!
Oh, we found you!
I missed you, buddy.